Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, Jolie. Good morning, Laura. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to you all. Hold on. I had a weird moment or morning this morning because YouTube has changed its format of how to sign in to go live. So, some of you that know Pops know I'm not like the most technically brilliant. So, I've been spending the last few minutes trying to figure out how to go live. And then I had like a brief minute of, oh no, I'm not going to be able to do it. That was weird anxiety moment there. So, good morning. We figured it out. Give me 5 people that are proud of Pops for figuring it out. I didn't even have to call CCS. Pops figured it out. It's Ashley's birthday. I know that's what I'm saying, Penny. It was a totally different format now, right? It's a different format, and we figured it out. How uncomfortable! It's weird how you become comfortable in your little patterns, right? Speaking of patterns, we're going to talk about patterns today. Patterns of nature, nature's patterns. I know. I'm not trying to drive Love Slinger crazy. Ashley, where's Ashley? I'm looking for Ashley right now. Is there an Ashley here this morning? Miss Ashley. Bob Johnson wants him. Okay, well, we'll let him know. Ashley Sierra, good morning, Ashley. Somebody said it was your birthday. Is that a true statement? Is that true? Ashley, is today your birthday? Good morning, everyone. What I'm showing you right now is the last 4 plates that I have. Happy birthday to Ashley. Happy birthday to Ashley Sierra. We met her in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. She's a pretty little thing. And she brought her sister and a bunch of little babies. Ashley Sierra, happy birthday to you. Ashley Sierra, send me your address at the DetroitMushLab.net today. And I'm going to send you a little birthday present situational. Yeah, she had some kids she brought with her. It was really cute. Good little kids. She was on her way to doing something. She just dropped by to say hi. Penny Peck, thank you. Ashley Sierra, you know how cute you are. Okay. Final plate of the year. Final plate of the year. Steel Magnolia. A little ropey. A little bit of rope-a-dope going on there. 4 plates. That's all that's left. Oh, commercial over. Ashley Sierra. If you guys, she had so much cute little energy, and she had a beautiful sister she brought with her. And she had 70, how many Rugrats were in the car, Ashley? How many Rugrats were in your car? You had at least 42. I saw a couple of them stuck to the window. I saw what you were doing with those kids. Ashley Sierra, send me your address at the DetroitMushLab.net. She says there were 6. I think there were 12. There were at least 12. Oh, it was adorable. I wish you could have stayed longer. She was on her way to take the whole passel full of Rugrats to miniature golf. She was on her way to miniature golf. I don't know, man. I wouldn't want 12 Rugrats in a miniature golf game. I don't know how you do it, Ashley. Happy birthday. Ashley turned 22. Ashley's 22 with 12 kids. Okay, here we go. Good morning, everybody. We're going to be talking about Linnaean taxonomy this week. Linnaean taxonomy. Trip, I couldn't handle 3 kids at a miniature golf. 2 of them would be whacking each other with the club. One of them would be crying because he missed. It'd be crazy. Trip, the shirt I'm wearing is older than Ashley. The shirt that I'm wearing right now is older than Ashley. Just so you know. So, we do our very best here. By the way, we do a really good job. One of the things that we stay away from here, as some of you are well aware, is politics. We don't talk about politics here. But, I mean, some of it seeps out just because we're humans. But politics and religion, we don't really talk about specific religions. We lump them all in together and say, get out of the circle. Okay, that's what we do. We're not political. And we're not religious. We're just, if somebody says, what's your politics, Pops? I look at them and I say, mushrooms. Are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? I say, I'm a fungi. Are you a Democrat or a Republican or an independent? I'm a fungi. Basic. However, and it's something we really don't always have to talk about, but it's sort of important to understand some of the things that's going on around here. Okay? Streety sent me a very, very interesting clip. I'm not, again, no politics, and I don't live in Florida. It's both Marmars. I don't live in Florida. If I lived in Florida, I might have known this stuff a little bit better. Some of you Floridians know this stuff, and we don't across the other states because we don't necessarily pay attention to Floridian politics. But this one, after I got this little clip from Streety, I thought, this is bigger than the state of Florida. There's a concept in here that kind of freaked me out. Especially from one coming from a perception of I'm trying to have a nonprofit organization, qualifies as a charity. And there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through to do that. And my reason is not to avoid taxes. A lot of people do nonprofits, organizations, charity, so they don't have to pay taxes. That is not the motivation for our NPO, nonprofit organization. The motivation for it is, listen, a couple years from now when it's completely legal in the state of Michigan, there's going to be corporations looking to make humanitarian donations. It's going to happen, mark my word for it. There's going to be people looking for, how can we support this legal situation now that it's legal? And they're going to be looking around, and we want to be sitting there already organized, so we can receive those kind of funds, so we can put more out. We also want to make it a place that people can save on their taxes if they do make donations. Us on taxes, I'll pay whatever taxes I'm supposed to pay. I play by those rules. Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. Let Caesar have what belongs to him. Nonprofit organizations. How many people think that there's companies out there that are calling themselves nonprofit organizations and they're taking advantage of that? The reason they're even signed up to be one is because they're looking for the bottom dollar. Do you think there's any like that out there? Marmars thinks it's about 99% of them. Niff says there are. Trip, I agree. Far too many. Streety, I'm with you. I think most of them. I don't think all. I think there's other people that are just as philanthropic as we're trying to be. So I certainly wouldn't say all. But there are organizations that are, let's just say they take advantage of their opportunities. See, angel investors too, we wouldn't really be looking for an investor in a nonprofit. Let me play this for you. I've heard snippets of this political issue on CNN and here and there, but I really never heard a lot of it put together the way this is going to be put together. That whole fight that's going on in Florida, that has been going on, between the Governor DeSantis, and Disney. I bet you a lot of you have heard about the conflict, but don't know very much about it. Give me 5 people said, I've heard about it, but I don't know very much about that conflict. What's the basis for that conflict? What's going on over there? Why is DeSantis fighting with Disney? Why is Disney fighting back? What's going on over there? Paige says, I know it's just enough to not want to go to Florida. Floridians might have a little more. Ashley's all over it. Ashley's Tennessee, I think. It's an interesting situation. Disney was like its own country. That's close, Alan. That's really close. Disney's practically its own country. What? What are you talking about? First thought, wait, let me read it to you. I'm going to show it to you. But let me give props to Walt. Let me just give props to Walt. The dude was brilliant. What a thing he created. You guys ready? Here we go. What a thing he created. I give props to Walt. There's Disney's all over the world now.
You saw this story, Jeremy, but basically Ron DeSantis tried to take away Disney World's right.
Start over.
Of self-governance, since they're pushing all the child grooming stuff lately. And Disney World came back and was like, not so fast.
I have to start it from the beginning. Sorry.
To the crown. This story, Jeremy, but basically Ron DeSantis tried to take away Disney World's
Listen
rights
up.
of self-governance.
Listen up, class.
They're pushing all the child grooming stuff lately. And Disney World came back and was like, not so fast. We only answer to the crown.
The crown.
And this is just almost hilarious if you know what's going on, because they would never ever admit this unless they were forced to in a situation like
That's
this.
nice, Jackie.
But they basically admitted, like, you don't have jurisdiction over us because we're owned by Britain. So for those of you who are like confused by this, apparently the land that Disney World is on is owned by the crown. And so since like 1960, Disney World has basically been a tax-free sovereign district, exempt from taxes and anything to do with federal statutes. And they basically claim to just be like an apolitical charity. Disney does a lot of charity work so that they can be tax exempt. Then they started pushing all this woke stuff, and so Ron DeSantis was like, all right, guys, you want to get involved in politics? Then let's do politics. We're going to take away your tax exempt status in Florida. But then Disney World came back and pulled out this clause from the British Bill of Rights, which is a royal clause that dates back to like 1692. And it says that essentially Britain has sovereignty over any territory of the crown until the last descendant of King Charles III has passed. I don't know if you saw this.
What
Jeremy, but
the hell is going on in Florida? What? We don't even own our own country? Florida doesn't even own its own land? England owns where? What? You have to wait till everybody from the King Charles situation dies? What kind of a... What the hell? Nope, we're in England. Disneyland in Florida is in England. I'm freaking out, Streety. I wish you didn't show me that. I'm having a hard problem. I'm having a hard time. I didn't know. I thought we won the Revolutionary War. I thought that was over. What? What else do they own? You need a passport now to go into Disneyland. I'm so confused, Matthew. You're a lawyer. Help me out. That is nuts. Who ever heard of such a thing? Next thing you know, we're going to have, what do they call them? Beef eaters. We're going to, what? The earth is flat. I'm freaking out. Do they have fish and chips at that Disneyland? Bangers? What are some of the other? Give me 3 people. Give me a quick comment or 2, and then we'll move on. Help me. Are you guys freaking out just a little bit? Did you know that England owned Disneyland? Now I can turn it into a really rando. Streety, why'd you show me that? Okay, tea and crumpets. You need a passport nowadays to go to Disneyland. Do we have to start another Revolutionary War just to get them out of here and get a couple of bucks back from Disneyland? Tell me Disneyland deserves to be a nonprofit. I don't care. I don't care if you gave a few dollars to charity. You guys are making bank. Don't pretend that, and you're keeping it all. I didn't even know that Disney sat around going, yeah, we're practically an English church. Disneyland is an English church. That doesn't sound fair. $1.50 for a ticket for one day to go to an English church. It's not even on the Atlantic Ocean. That's freaking nuts. Right, Jackie? Church of the Little Mouse. Oh, gosh, darn it. Miss Red Badger's pissed too. She goes, damn it, I need more coffee. What an interesting fact, though. I could go on for another hour, just like jaw dropped hour. We won't. What the hell are you thinking? In a way, I want DeSantis to win this one. Not because it's DeSantis, but come on, man. Give us the land back and follow a couple of our statutes and maybe pay a tax or 2. Come on. You don't get to be an independent nation in the middle of Orlando? Who knew? Next thing you know, we're going to find out the Statue of Liberty is still owned by France. Next thing you know, we're going to find out that the, the Mount Rushmore is owned by Germany. And that Germany takes a tax write-off on it. That's ridiculous. Okay, I'm over it. I'm almost over it. But that's my rant for the morning. What? And Don't ever send me politics stuff again. It freaks me out. Stop sending me politics stuff. It freaks me out. I don't want to be a politic guy. I would run for president, though. Let me be the president. I know Penny's all geared up. Penny's going to town. I'm running. Caw, caw. I'm calming down. Caw, caw. Okay, I'm feeling better. I'm running for president. Next time around, on the pop party. Okay? What if we just did it as a write-in? Okay? I'm calming down, and you know what? Our whole platform is going to be impeccable. Don't lie. Just tell the truth, whatever it is. If you have some bills to pay, America, pay them. Don't run up a whole bunch more until we pay what we've got. And take care of the soldiers. That's my whole platform. Don't tell any lies. Pay your bills. Take care of the soldiers. Do the right thing all the time. Period. Sometimes it's going to hurt. But we're going to be the impeccable party. Impeccable party. Say it fast. It's fun. Impeccable party. Okay? I'm not going to beat the horse anymore. Let me give a plate away. There's only 5 left. I'm going to give one away to somebody right now. Go. 1 through 50. You're getting one of the 5 plates that are left on the planet of Mush Lab. On the Mush Lab planet. Pick a number between 1 and 50. Go. 1 and 50. And I'm going to be sending you this guy right here. This guy's the one I'm sending you. And you need to get it and use it because it's going to grow out of the plate real fast. Okay, I still haven't seen the number. It's going to grow out of the plate faster than impossible. So you guys somebody's got to get this thing. I haven't seen the number on my screen yet. Let's get rid of this thing. Just make sure you use it well at your end. Okay? 2 Hawks, this is beautiful plate pops. Plates are the best. You don't see plates like this out in the world. You only see them at the Detroit Mush Lab. It's the only place you're going to find them. Okay? I still haven't seen the number. I'm still looking for the number. I'm still looking for that number. You guys are all around it, but nobody's hit the number. Nobody has hit the number yet. Here we go. We're trying to get rid of this plate. If somebody would just say the correct number, we could move on. All right? I'm already tired of looking at my screen, staring at little numbers fly by. Okay? I'm just going to look at my plate. And I'll look up one of these days. Maybe somebody wins. Okay? These plates are the bomb. You'll never find them better, and I'm not joking. We're proud. We flex plates. I still haven't seen the number. Can you believe that, Melissa? How many people are going to fly by and I'm not going to see the number? I'll tell you, there's been 133s. The answer's not 33. Okay? No hints, Kieran. No hints, cutie. Oh, boy, somebody's close. Oh, you guys are all around it. Okay, no hints. Come on, you guys. What's going on? Kyle Browning. Kyle Browning. Kyle killing the game. Kyle 35. Kyle. It's almost like Kyle. Yeah. Kyle won. Kyle. I need you to send me your address at the DetroitMushLab.net. And we're going to send you this. Kyle. Okay. I'm sorry. Your name's Kyle. Congratulations, Kyle. Okay. Kyle. No, it's Kyle. All right. Kyle, send me your address at the DetroitMushLab.net. And I will send this to you immediately. All right. So Ashley, I need an address. And Kyle, I need an address. That's a pretty good start of the day. All right. Justin White's complaining that I missed him. Sorry, Justin, I didn't see it. Maybe it didn't even come up on my screen. I'm not sure. But don't worry about it. You'll win one of these times. We all win if we stick around. All right. We'll all win sooner or later. There aren't even never winner before's here anymore. They've gone away. They melted. Okay. He's missed just like he misses me all the time, bro. I do. I mean, just as don't even sweat it. Pops misses us all. Oh, not on purpose. Not on purpose. I promise. I really do try. I am trying to play my end impeccably. Darn it, I hate making a mistake. And when I do, when I do. Okay. Linnaean taxonomy. What the hell is that? Do very many of you, thank you, Ashley. Well, I'm sure glad about that, Jester. Good job. Okay. Pops for Prez, Red Badge. I would do it. Officially now, I made up my mind. If they offered me the job, I would take it. Because I could do better than Trump's going to do. And I could do better than an 81-year-old man can do. I just can. Period. I'll learn on the job, no problem. I know I don't know very much, but I'll pick it up pretty fast. I bet you one or two of you guys might even have a job at the White House. Right? I wonder if any of you guys would work at the White House. Right? We could do a better job, let's be honest, than the two goofballs that they're making us want. All right? Ms. Red Badger wants to be the secretary. Should we make Jesus Christ the head of the Human Rights Division? Jesus Christ, he's in charge of the Human Rights Division. Till he gets fired in a scandal 3 days later. Okay? Till he gets fired in a scandal. All right? Ashley will work in the garden. Yeah. He'll be our first casualty. Okay? I won't know where the powder came from. Captain, that's funny. That's funny. When you find that little envelope, what? I didn't drop it. The press didn't drop it. Sandy, you'll have a job. You'll probably be, I don't know, you got to be something important. We're going to make you something super important, like maybe Sandy for Secretary of State. But that means, Sandy, you have to fly around a lot. You're going to have to fly to Ukraine all the time. Okay, I'm sending you to Ukraine again. Check with Car. Make sure it's okay you get the job. Secretary of State. CCS would probably be, just because he'd probably end up being the vice president, because nobody pays attention to the vice president. Okay? Nobody pays attention. And they're always doing something behind the scenes supportive, but nobody never gets credit. Okay? Free's got the Secret Service. Free, you can run the Secret Service. Okay? No. CCS, you got to be the vice president. And that way, whenever I need help, like, on technological stuff, psst, hey, VP, shh, come here. And then you would tell me, and then I'd act like I knew. Okay? You'd be my secret source. Okay, look at all you guys. You're knowing which job you want already. Cleanie's Department of Agriculture, I agree. Cleanie runs the agriculture department. Oh, God. There's a lot of jobs available if Pops. You guys get to work. Start working now if you really want a job at the White House, Ashley. Okay, if you really want a decent job, I can put you in charge of the Rose Garden. You can be in charge of the Rose Garden and all the pictures taken therein. Okay? What are we going to make Brock? Seriously, what are we going to make Brock? What are we going to... Help me. We got to give Brock a job, a good one. Brock's in charge. No, Derek Anderson wants to run Area 51. What are we going to... Alan wants to be the dog walker. What are we going to have Brock do? Seriously. Head of Research and Development? The Poet Laureate! You nailed it, Happy. You nailed it. Poet Laureate. That's it. You just write poems and stuff for the nation. Okay? Philosophy's of special interests. Head of Entertainment. No, I won't let Brock be vice president. CCS is already picked. I'm telling you, you need someone no one notices. Everyone notices Brock. He makes sure. CCS is the opposite. I'm in the background. I'm more supportive than anybody knows, but I am in the background. Oh. Brock is Speaker of the House. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I wouldn't want to give Brock a gavel, though. You don't want him with a gavel. I've seen it. He never lets it go. Once you give him a gavel, he sleeps with it. Okay? We don't want that. No. Let's just stick. I like him being Poet Laureate, and he's off in the woods somewhere with Walt Whitman, and they're writing stuff. Okay? Are you guys, it's fun just to think about this subject. You guys are adorable, playing along. Okay? Jolie, what job am I going to give Jolie? Jolie's going to be head of decorations. If you guys have seen how classy her, I saw a brief picture of the inside of her apartment. She didn't know. She was sending me a picture of her shrooms, but I'm looking into the background of the apartment. Anybody do that? Somebody sends you a picture and you go, oh, okay, but you're really analyzing everything else in the picture? Who does that? I'm a picture analyzer. I'm like, oh, look over in that corner and look at it. Oh, look down. Oh, underneath the table, I can see. Like, oh, I'm one of them. So if you send me a picture, you need to know I'm going to analyze every corner of said picture, magnifying glass included. Okay? So I did that to Jolie. She has a nice ass apartment, all classy and everything. She's in charge of White House decorations. Okay, Chad, it's a curse. I do it all the time, Pops. I wish I didn't. Good morning, Michael Santi. Pops, if you didn't do anything else today, you made 68 people laugh. We want to make people laugh every day, Trent. We want to make people laugh every day, Brandon. Linnaean taxonomy. Let's get to work. I'm going to spend 15 minutes today on Linnaean taxonomy and the rest of this week. What is Linnaean taxonomy? What is Linnaean taxonomy? You're welcome, Jolie. Thanks for letting me tease you a lot. You're a wonderful, wonderful lady. Good friend of mine. Kyle Browning, the address, the email, the Detroit Mush Lab, all one word, thedetroitmushlab.net, brings you to my website. Go to the website, scroll all the way to the bottom of the website. There's a contact right there. Push that, send me an email from there. Who was Linnaeus? Who was Carl Linnaeus? Very, very important figure in science. Biology, horticulture, animal. Almost every one of the ologies somehow refer back to Carl Linnaeus. Trip, I'm not taking donations yet till we get our tax number from the state. As soon as we get our tax number from the state, I'll be loving that, and then I can send you records for any donations you make to us. Thank you, sweetheart. Carl Linnaeus was a Swedish biologist and physician. He formalized the modern system of naming organisms. We need a system of classification. We need to be able to classify plants. We need to be able to classify animals. All the living organisms in the world should be able to fit into a classification table. This was his thinking. He was born in 1707, and he died in 1778. So you're talking around the 1750s when he was doing his amazing work. First of all, think of the brain that said, you know what? We have to be more scientific in our approach to science. He looked around and goes, there's no classification system. I'm going to spend the rest of my life creating a classification system and fine-tuning it. You be that guy. Can you imagine starting today? You're about 40 years old, okay? The guy who named everything in Latin, he spoke Latin. Latin's a universal language. You be 40 today, and it's your job to classify all the living organisms in the world. Could you do it? Kim, I couldn't. I don't think I could do it. You have to create some system that classifies all the living organisms in the world. If you ask me, that's one hell of a scientific accomplishment. Quite the undertaking. Good morning, warriors. Linnaeus was the son of a curate. What is a curate? A curate was a healer, a physician, somebody that was schooled in the arts of curing. So his father, he had a head start. His father was a physician of sorts. He was born in South Sweden. He received most of his higher education in Uppsala University, and he began giving lectures in botany there in 1730. 1735 to 1738, he lived abroad, and he published his first book, Systema Naturae, the system of nature. He then returned to Sweden, where he became a professor of medicine and botany. He was sent on several journeys through Sweden to find and classify plants and animals. Into the 1750s and into the 1760s, he continued to collect and classify animals, plants, and minerals while updating his System Naturae and publishing several other volumes. By the time of his death in 1778, he was one of the most acclaimed scientists in Europe. Philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau sent him the message. This came from Rousseau. This is what Rousseau said about Linnaeus. I know no greater man on earth. Wolfgang von Goethe wrote, with the exception of Shakespeare and Spinoza, I know no one among the no longer living, the dead, who has influenced me stronger. Shakespeare, Spinoza, and Linnaeus, all in the same category. Swedish author August Strindberg wrote, Linnaeus was in reality a poet who happened to become a naturalist. He is considered the father, I do too, Jolie. He is considered the father of modern ecology. Give me 10 people that, come on, man, Linnaeus is cool. You don't have to know any more about him than all his contemporaries was he's the smartest guy that's ever lived. He's up there with Shakespeare and Spinoza. And this is people, and notice it didn't say he gave up, that he stopped, that he wrote one book and he was over. He continued in the 30s, in the 40s, in the 50s, in the 1700s, and the 60s. Continued to update, collect, and update his classification system. Fascinating. So that's who Spinoza's fascinating too. I agree with you, Jackie. I totally agree with you. Now we know a little more than we started out today, knowing a little bit, just a little teeny bit about Carl Linnaeus. We're gonna look at his classification system. We started out this morning showing you a picture. Sistema Natura. Classes, ordines, I don't know what that is, genera and species. Carl Linnaeus, Doctoris Medicine. What the heck's in that book? What's in that book? Give me 5 people that are interested to know what's inside this book. What did Cobalt say? Congratulations, Cobalt. 18 years is no game. You put in the work, bro. Congratulations, Cobalt. 18 years sober from heroin. Congratulations, my good friend. What am I looking at? Going on 36 years sober from cocaine. So that's double your 18, pal. You have, keep it coming. You've already beat the hard part. Linnaean taxonomy can mean either of 2 related concepts. The particular form of biological classification set up by Carl Linnaeus, it could mean that, or it can mean a base form of classification of organisms in general. Okay? The taxonomy of, the word taxonomy. Taxonomy is the practice of classifying. Taxonomy is the system for classifying things. Taxonomy is used in more than just talking about nature. I'll give an example. I'll give you an example. Taxonomy is the actual practice and science of categorization or classification. So if you're practicing classifying something, categorizing something, you're practicing taxonomy. A taxonomy is a scheme of classification. Usually it's a hierarchical classification, meaning it starts from a hierarchy. There's a flow in the classification. There's a beginning, and then there's a flow through the hierarchy in the classification. This classification organizes things into groups and types. Watch this. Among other things, a taxonomy can be used to organize and index knowledge. For example, the Dewey Decimal System at your local library. That's a taxonomy system. That's a system of classification of your library books. So taxonomy itself isn't what we're studying. Taxonomy is the process of classifying. Does that make sense? We can use taxonomy to organize documents, to organize articles, to organize videos. We can use it for many things. Organize religions, the birth and flow of religions through humanity, languages. But Carl Linnaeus used taxonomy for the classification of natural things. The word was coined in 1813. Linnaeus didn't even use the term. It wasn't even heard of before he died. In 1813, another Swiss guy comes along. Well, he was Swedish. This guy's Swiss, a Swiss botanist. And he said, you know what? Let's call that system of classifying things, let's call it taxonomy. The word comes from a compound of the Greek taxis, or order, and nomos, which means law, an order of things. Now, in his Imperium Naturae, Linnaeus established 3 kingdoms. This is his classification system we're starting with. Now it's hierarchical. So what are we starting with? The first thing he started with is the kingdoms. He said, let's break it up into 3 kingdoms. We have an animal kingdom, we have a vegetable kingdom, and we have a mineral kingdom. This system of classification is popularly brought to mind when we play the parlor game. Is it animal, vegetable, or mineral? You know how when you play that game, you start out, okay, guess what I am? Well, am I an animal, a vegetable, or a mineral? And you go from there, maybe you get 10 questions, but you have to start with that. Thank Linnaeus. Okay? The work of Linnaeus had a huge impact on science. Have a good day, Bridgie. Good luck there. Huge impact on science. It was indispensable as a foundation for biological nomenclature, and now it's regulated by nomenclature codes. 2 of his works, the first edition of Species Planetarium for plants, are accepted as the starting points of nomenclature. However, the impact he had on science was not because of the value of his taxonomy. Linnaeus's kingdoms were in turn his kingdoms. We have kingdoms, 3 kingdoms: plant, animal, mineral. Now he's going to take those kingdoms and he's going to break those kingdoms down into classes. Each kingdom is going to be broken into classes. They, in turn, are going to be broken into orders, subdivided. So you have a kingdom, you have a class, you have orders, and then you have genera or genus. The singular is genus, the plural is genera. Okay? And then below the genus is the species. Okay? There's an additional rank below than species. These don't necessarily coincide with current modern definitions, those lower group. So now we've started out with, and we're going to have I'll have a board up here tomorrow so we can remember. Linnaeus' classification system starts out with, first you have to know the kingdom, then you know the class, then you know the order, then you know the genus, then you know the species, and there's even a subclass to the species depending on what you're studying. Yes, nerd, we're going to discuss that. In those subspecies where you start to see phenotypes, morphology, and stuff like that. And we'll get into that over the course of this week. But what I wanted to introduce to you today was Carl himself. What a brilliant, brilliant scientific mind we have in Carl. That he created this system in the 1730s, 40s, 50s, 60s. We still use it today. And then to give you a brief overview of what the classification system is, starting tomorrow, we'll take a slightly deeper dive into that. Okay? Give me 5 people. Give me 5 people that think that that's interesting so far. So far, this is stuff that we should know if we're going to be mycologists, I think. We kind of want to have an idea of science and the idea of kingdoms and and we're going to figure out where do mushrooms fit in on this group, this system of, where do the Homo sapiens fit in on this system of classifications? He's got Homo sapiens in on this thing, okay? So I think it's fascinating for us to learn together. Niffer, Mama, I'll remember tomorrow. Let's hit that tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me. Please, please, please remind me early tomorrow. Secret Santa. Be thinking about your Secret Santa. Actually, I'll tell you what I need. Secret Santa. I want to play Secret Santa here. I'll tell you what I need. I need a secretary. I need somebody that's willing. Here's what we have to have. We have to have players. We have to have a list of all the people that are in, that are willing to play. And then we need a secretary that's going to take all of their information. You don't need a lot. You just basically need their name and an address. And then when somebody comes and joins, they get somebody's name off of the list. They get somebody's name off of the list. So the secretary has to take people's information and give out people's information. So you know someone's coming in, they're going to be on the list, and then their name will get dispensed to somebody else on the list. I don't think you're going to need a lot more than an address, maybe an IG page if they have it, so you can send them, you don't want them to know who you are yet, though. You don't want them to know who you are. So we got to get somebody that's going to, like Pops doesn't have time. CCS is, I just volunteered. CCS, I was going to volunteer you. No, it's going to take a volunteer. It's going to take we're all volunteering Carlotta. Aren't we volunteering Carlotta, Sandy? Can you guys do it? Can you guys do it? Tell me if you guys can do it. Now there's 3 or 4 people last week when we first thought of this said, she's saying yes. Carlotta, we love you. Carlotta's the secretary. You guys got to send Sandman your contact information. We're done. We got it. We figured it out. Niffy, thank you. You're going to send Sandman and Carlotta your contact information if you want in. Let's put a deadline on it of, say, December 15th. December 15th. Okay? And you can only spend $10. You can only spend $10. So Carlotta's going to give you somebody's address, and you're going to send them something that's worth $10 or less. It can, homemade stuff's the best, by the way. Just so you know, $10 or less. Now listen, no, 25 is too much, CCS. $10. $10, because it's the thought that counts at the end of the day. It'll just be fun to get something from a Secret Santa. Now, yes, absolutely, homemade. Homemade could mean it could be worth $1 million, right? But $10 plus shipping, correct, nerdy. Now listen, the other part of the rule is $10. Oh, 2 or 3 of you have written to me, and I get it. Pops, you know, I'm on limited income. When you reach out to Carlotta, if you can't afford to send somebody something, but you want to be in the game with us, we want you there. Don't worry, we'll give you the $10 to go spend. Pops will give you $10. I'm not trying to be Mr. Just don't not be in it because you don't have an extra $10. That some of you limited income, you make exactly what it takes to get through the month. I get it. And we're here to help. We're not here to keep you out. So if you Cobalt, that would be beautiful. Yeah. But that's only if you're my Secret Santa. But no, don't kid yourself. Pops will take all the Christmas presents you get. So listen, $10 is the max you can spend. And if you don't have it, tell Carlotta when you give her the address, and we'll get you the $10. Okay? So work that out, Carlotta and Sandman. You guys have got it going on. We're going to keep talking about, you can keep signing up until December 15th. As soon as Carlotta gives you an address of somebody, you can send them their Secret Santa present right then and there. Okay, you don't have to wait. So did I cover all the bases on this? Nipper and Carlotta? Do we feel like we have it kind of straight? How do you give Carlotta your address? Trent, go to IG, Instagram. And on Instagram, put in Mountain Mush Lab 2. Melissa, Instagram, Mountain Mush Lab with a 2 after it. And that's Sandman's IG address. He'll get the information to Carlotta. Sandman's right there on his screen right now is giving you his IG addresses. Okay? Trippy, you can't get a onesie for $10, I'll bet. Okay? Mountain Mush Lab 2. All right? I'm sorry if you don't have an IG. Send your address to my email, and I'll forward it to Sandman. That's another one. If you don't have IG and you can't reach them, send your Secret Santa address to Pops, and I will send it to Sandman and Carlotta. The DetroitMushLab.net. Thank you, Penny. And then Kevin's saying we also have a Discord. All right? Secret Santa, I think, is going to be fun. It's going to be complicated. It's not going to be one of those super duper easy things to do. So gosh darn it, thank you, Sandy and Carlotta. I didn't want to do it. I mean, I want to give somebody something. I want to get something, but I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to be that guy. So thank you guys. All right? Jesus Christ is in this. I want Jesus Christ in this game, and somebody's got to send something. If they get Jesus Christ's name, you're going to have to send it to Australia. You're going to have to send it to Australia. And if you're having problem with the little bit of money for the shipping, tell Pops. I expect Jesus Christ to get something from whoever, Jesus Christ, you better sign up. Okay? I know, CCS, I was going to volunteer you. So I want Jesus Christ in this. Okay? I know. We don't care about the shipping, Jesus. I'll pay the shipping. You deserve a Santa if you'll be a good boy. I'd hate to have to give you a lump of coal. Okay? Mizu, this is going to be a lot of fun. All right. I'm still waiting on an address to send him the cap he got last year. CC, looks like JC, you're in. JC, if I get him as a Secret Santa, I'll spend $50 to send him a lump of coal. I swear to God. I'll spend $50 just to send the kid a lump of coal. Because that's what he deserves. Okay? And I'll go up to 50 on the shipping. Just to get him his lump of coal. How do we learn as children? I'll send you the coal. Mushmouth, that would be hilarious, right? I don't want him there, though. I don't trust him around all the single women. Yeah, I don't. I just don't, not yet. Let's talk we're going to spend 7 or 8 minutes, because I ran long. We're going to spend 7 or 8 minutes on the 4 agreements. Okay? Let's just read a little bit, and then let you guys get going after I do one more giveaway. All right? If I got Jesus, I'd stuff my bony butt in a box just to freak him out. Woo! Whoa! Bony butt coming. Okay? Jesus. They're single not for long. You're creepy. You're creepy. How do you learn as children? How do you learn as children? How do we learn as children? Observing. That's one. How do we learn as children? D says we watch. Do we listen? All you guys are talking about is seeing. Do we listen? Do we learn? Well, do we learn by doing? That's one. What if we don't ever do anything? I've never shot a rifle in my life, but I can learn kind of something about. You might not have to do it. You might not even have to listen. You might not have to see. How do we learn? Wait for your heads to blow off. All of these answers are correct, but they're not enough. Everything everybody's saying here is correct, but they're not enough. How do we learn? Kabu's close. We learn by believing. We learn by believing. We believe it if we heard it. We believe it if we saw it. We believe it if we think it. In order for us to learn, we have to believe it as a child. Now, later on, we find out there's other stuff you can learn and not believe. But as a child, the way you learn, the basis for your learning is faith. You have to take it for granted when your dad tells you not to cross the street that you'll get hit by a car. You don't even know what a car is yet. You have to believe. So there's figures all around us that are getting us to believe things. As children, we didn't have the opportunity to choose our beliefs. We didn't choose them. They were foisted on us, just like our name. We agreed with the information that was passed to us from the dream of the planet and from other human beings. Yep, got to be true. The minute we're being, I'm learning something, I need to agree to it, believe it, and then now it's part of my belief system. I'm not talking necessarily religion. I believe that if I put my hand on a hot stove, it's going to burn. I've never done it before. I've never done it before. I've never once I've burned myself a little here or there, but I've never, the kid that does that. Every parent has told the kids. Kieran, I'm reading from the 4 Agreements on page 5. Every kid has been told at some time or another, don't put your hand on a hot stove. Most of us didn't have to put the hand on the hot stove to believe it. We took the word of the authority. In that case, they were right, too. They were right. I would have burned myself. The only way to store information is by agreement. I have to agree to put something in me and keep it. I have to have an agreement that this is information that I'm going to hold on to. It's important that I don't burn my hand in the future. So I have an agreement with the person that told me that communicated that belief. Did you know that there's 1 or 2 people on our planet that could put their hand on a hot stove and it doesn't burn? They can walk across hot coals and their feet don't burn. I'm not one. They have a different belief system than me. They have a different belief system. Very rare. The only way to store information is by agreement. The outside world may hook our attention, but if we don't agree, we don't store that information. I'll give you an example for me personally. I'm not talking religion, politics, anything like that. I just don't believe that if I killed a bus full of kids, that I'm going to go live in Nirvana and have a bunch of virgins to play with. I don't believe it. I don't believe that. It's not in my belief system. There's a few groups out there that believe that. They believe it to the degree that they blow the bus up. They'll blow themselves up with the bus. That's a belief system. They didn't wake up in the morning and say, this morning I'm going to believe. That became an agreement. They agreed with somebody about that. We have an agreement here every day. You know what our agreement is? We have agreements. We've agreed this through the course of almost 3 years of being here. We don't gossip, certainly about one another. We don't complain when we don't win. We send our addresses in to Pops because that's important to him. And we manifest kindness. Those are some of the things that we agree. Together here. We learned that together. Agree on it together and believe in it together. We're storing information as a result. As soon as we agree, we believe it. I believe that that's the way we should act. As soon as we agree, I believe that's the way we should act as this group. This is called faith. To have faith is to believe unconditionally. That's how we learn as children. Children believe everything adults say. We agree with them, and our faith is so strong that the belief system controls our whole dream of life. We didn't choose those beliefs, and we have rebelled against them. But we weren't strong enough to win the rebellion. The result is a surrender to the beliefs with our agreements. One more paragraph for today. I call this the process of domestication. And through this domestication, we learn how to live and how to dream in this planet. In human domestication, the information from the outside dream is conveyed to the inside dream, creating our whole belief system. First, the child is taught the name of things. That's a flower. That's a dog, D-O-G. Watch cat run, C-A-T. We're having an agreement. We're in other languages, it's that, no, that's not a dog, that's a perro. No, that's not a cat, that's a gatto. They're learning their system of belief. They're getting their inside information put into them by agreeing with Papi that that's a gatto. And I agree with Dad that that's a cat. The first thing that people or child is taught is the name of things. You know what's usually the first name that we know? Mom or dad. Mama. Tata. Mama. Say it to yourself right now. Seriously, that felt so good for me to say, like in a little baby language. It did. I'm not joking. Say it and see if you feel the same. Mama. You haven't said mama like you were a baby in forever. It's going to take you back. It just did me. Mama. Wow. Wow. Say it, but it has to be a little baby voice, Kieran. Mama. I feel like I'm a little kid in a freaking crib right now. I'm going back to one of my faithful agreements. You call a girl's mama, that's cute. Greenie's creeping out his coworkers. First, the child is taught the name of things. Mom, dad, milk, bottle. Day by day, at home, at school, at church, from television, from our cell phones, from social media. That's how we learned how to live. That's where we learned what behavior is acceptable. That's where we learned how do we get our attention. We all have this one social agreement here that we push a like button. 69 people here, 69 people have pushed the like button. We have an agreement that it's going to help move the word forward. That's behavior that's acceptable. We've learned that together. The outside dream teaches us how to be a human. The outside dream taught us a concept of what a woman is and what a man is. We also learned how to judge. For 20 years, behind the podium, I was the best judge you ever saw. I'll tell you who's going to hell and who isn't. That's judging. It's bad enough just telling somebody that you're kind of a stinker. Now you look them right in the eye, you're going to hell. That's a little judgmental, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? That's a little to touch judgmental. You don't do it my way, you're gonna burn for eternity. I was taught that. I was taught that there's a bus stop on the way, though. You can stop in purgatory. Before you get all the way to the bad spot, you can stop in purgatory. And if your family prays enough and pays enough money, they can pop you out of purgatory and send you over to the cloud land. They don't even teach purgatory anymore. The outside dream teaches us how to be a human. It's taught us the concept of a woman. It's taught us the concept of what it means to be a man in our Western civilization. This is what men do. Men don't cry. I was taught that. Men don't play with dolls. I liked my G.I. Joe. Couldn't play with it very often because I didn't want anybody to see that I liked a doll. We're taught all kinds of men don't, and women do. Stuff I don't believe anymore. But I believed it because I was taught it. I had faith. I believed it. I agreed. Oh, G.I. Joe doesn't count as a doll. That's an action figure. That's great. Oh, good for you, Shy. Men do cry. Men do feel emotions. And darn it, we're supposed to. We also learned to judge, didn't we? You know who we judge? You know who we judge? First and foremost, Kev, who do we judge? Kobo. We judge ourselves based off of this crappy dream that we were taught. Those crappy values that were valued into us. We end up believing. And we end up judging based off of those beliefs. And the first person that we judge is ourselves. And Nipper, you and I can both agree. Do we ever win when we judge ourselves? You're always the hardest critic. You're always the hardest on yourself. You'll never be innocent when you judge yourself. We judge ourselves. We judge other people. We judge the neighbors. We judge each other. We'll pick that up tomorrow. Be careful what you judge and who you judge and why. Where'd your judgment system come from today? Are you still using the one that you were taught when you were 4? Or when you were in the seminary, or when you were at temple, or when you were at Bible college? Which judgment system are you using? Right exception, that is where it hurts the most. Which judgment system are you using? The one the world taught you. Let's teach ourselves a new judgment system. You know what our new judgment system is? Mine. And I'm programming myself. New judgment system. Do I follow the 4 agreements? Do I follow the 4 agreements? And what's built into the 4 agreements is not to be hard on myself when I don't. I'm allowed to even make a mistake. As long as I recognize it and grow from it. I follow the 4 agreements. I don't even judge myself because I don't take things personal in the 4 agreements. You're not allowed to. That's one of the deals. It's one of the agreements. You don't take yourself personal. Let's just read those 4 agreements real quick. Number 1, be impeccable with your word. when you're impeccable, you know that you didn't do anything wrong. It's going to be really hard to be judgmental on yourself. I was impeccable. If they can pick something out of that, let them. I was impeccable. I know that. The second agreement, don't take anything personal. Even yourself. Don't take yourself too personal. Number 3, you don't make assumptions. Don't assume things. Assumptions is the beginning of an expectation. That's where your cancer is going to start. Your anxieties, your depressions, everything else come from assumptions. We'll cover that. And then finally, 4th, you know what my new agreement with myself is? You know what my new agreement with myself is, Penny? Number 4. Just do my best. If I can look at myself in the computer screen, in the mirror, anywhere, and I go, you know what? I might have made a mistake that day, but I really was doing my best. Boop, I'm off the hook. I'm off the hook. As long as I'm doing my best. Some days it's worse than others. Some days I got a cold and I don't feel great. I can't do as good as when I'm on fire. But do my best that day, I'm okay. You live these 4 agreements and you're reprogramming your domesticated belief system. It'll all parse down to 4 little ideas. The rest of the ideas that were put into me, out the door. I don't care about them. I don't believe them. They don't mean anything to me anymore. I'm changing the program. Mama. Let's do a final giveaway. I want to give away an 1/8 of Ghost to somebody. An 1/8 of Ghost. I have one of those little 1/8 samplers I'm going to send you. I didn't bring it up over here. 1/8 of Ghost. Go. Top. I picked a number between 1 and 50. Whoever gets it correct is going to get an 1/8 of Ghost from Pops. Mailed to them today. Let's give an 1/8 of Ghost away. I'm looking for that number on my screen. Let's see whose number. Let's see who says it 3rd time. I'm gonna ignore the first 5. Okay. There we go. Justin White. Justin White. Just when you think you never win and Pops is against you, you find out that your 4 was a win. Justin White. I kind of crack up at that because the universe is a wonderful place. Justin White, Pops, you ignored me. No, we were waiting to give you an 1/8 instead of a plate. Okay, Justin White, what I need from you is your address at the DetroitMushLab.net, and then we'll send it off to you. Okay? And warriors, that's not a true statement, but it's only true if you want to say it out loud and then believe it. Okay? All right. Let's go have a beautiful day, you guys. We could just be, I could do this all day long. Yeah. What is it tracking to? We all good. We're all good now. There we go. The DetroitMushLab.net. Okay. You guys go have a beautiful day, and we will see everybody here tomorrow. I hope everybody's able to make it. We'll continue to discuss Linnaean taxonomy and learn to let's laugh, learn, and love together. Have a great day, you guys. Thank you again for being my friend and being my therapists. Chad Hamilton and Kimberly and warriors, everybody loves you. Alan and Shy, there you go. Penny Pack and MDK, an exception. And File 13. Matt and Mike Baraball and Penny Pack and Billy D. And Jackson and City and Chad Hamilton and Trip 8. Have a beautiful day, Trip. Go pony riding. Mizzou, have a good day. Melissa, you too. Deborah, you're a pearl. Nerdy, what a nerd. Grady, love ya. MDK and Pilar, enjoy your day. Be Hendrix. Cleaning girl. B. Hendrix. Do you do that with your left hand? Do you write your, do you, I don't know, I thought Hendrix was left-handed. File 13, I'm tired of this crap. Merch with Dan, Mike Baraball, and Slingy D. Anderson. Jesus Christ in Australia. Slingy Brandon Clark, Nippy. Love you, girl. Jolie, you're awesome. Merch. Jesus, Shy. Mizu, Pilar, Trippy. Trippy with a onesie. Warrior, you have a beautiful day. Deborah, you too. Streety, love you, bro. Miss you. CCS, Vice President. Frito, HO1s. CCS, no one wants that job. Would you like it, son? Jackson, Files 13. Laura, have a divine day. Vegas, you too. Jesus Christ and Skippy and Cobalt. And Anthony Thornton, congratulations, Cobalt. Keep up the amazing work. Happy Dirt Dude. Carrie the Smiling Craigle. Mr. Marmars. Mike Buttery Ball. Bob Johnson. There you are. Michael Shanti Patterson. Moms, I love you. Trippy. Jesus Christ. Herbie Von Werby. Cabroken Furby. Shy. Melissa G. Captain Ganger. No, this is like Hobo Kelly when she was staring through the glasses, right? Paige and Kieran, I love you, Kieran. Brandon and King Metro and Shy and Jolie and Streety and Trippin and Marmars and Phillips and JC and Mushmouth. See if I can go faster now. Cleaning, Merch, File, Anthony, Jesus Christ, CCS, Cobalt, Merch with Dan, Herbie, Danny Singleton, File 77, Lexington, Bob Johnson, Anthony the Big Man Thornton, Jackie, Meow, Kitty, Jackson, caw, caw. I did it. See you guys tomorrow. Be kind to one another. Don't judge yourself off of the old standards.